Hey guys, Destin Gary here, and I'm playing Unfinished Swan today. Now, this is a PS3 exclusive that can be played with Move, or you can just play it with your controller. But it's one of our Game of the Year contenders, and I wanted to kind of take you through it and go through some of the basics. So, to hop in, you just select play, and it will tell you a story.
Monroe's mother had always been much better at starting things than finishing them. When she died, she left behind over 300 canvases, not one of them finished, along with Monroe, who felt pretty unfinished himself. The orphanage allowed him to keep only one painting, and so he chose the Unfinished Swan that had always been his mother's favorite. But that night, he woke up to find the swan had disappeared. So he took his mother's silver paintbrush and followed the footprints into a little door he hadn't seen before.
So that's the beginning of the game, and you begin in this completely white world, and you can press R2 to throw some paint around and get a better idea of what your surroundings are like. And as you can see, as I throw the paint, I'm discovering more and more of the world. It's a very simple concept, but they do some interesting things with it. It's the entire mechanic for solving puzzles, and there's some pretty exciting moments when you discover additional things in the world. I don't want to be very specific because I don't want to ruin it for you guys, but Unfinished Swan does a lot with absence of world, and it kind of lets your imagination take over instead. So I'm just going to throw some ink around and try and solve this very first puzzle. So I'm going to discover that, hey, there are some footprints of the swan that I'm looking for. Now, it should be noted that you have unlimited ink, so you can kind of throw it around and, you know, figure out where you need to go next. Now, I know I want to get over there, but how do I get over there? It looks like there's some rocks. And, of course, I can go back to the shore and go over to them. Now, this is just the beginning of the game, kind of teaching you basic mechanics of Unfinished Swan and how the ink works and what you can do as a player. And this is reused throughout the title to tell you a pretty amazing story about a little boy trying to find a connection with his mother, who, as stated earlier, has passed. Now, there's really not much to kind of explain to you. It's all about exploration and seeing what you can discover with this ink. As you can see, you know, that's the path I took to get to this spot, which is coming towards the end of this particular segment. There's a big crown. Let's see what that is. Ah, it's a statue. Let's discover a little bit more about this room that I am in. Just throw ink all over the place to kind of paint a picture explaining where I am and what I need to do. So there we go. We got the basic idea laid out. And let's run up these stairs. Or planks anyway. Oh, maybe I can just hop over these spikes. Nope. Not quite. So I gotta figure something else out. Let's keep throwing our anchor on until we find what we're looking for. Ah, there's some swan footprints. So we're on the right track. Oh, looks like there's a big house here. More yellow, and there is a balloon. So balloons that you'll find periodically throughout the game will actually unlock. It's like the collectible in the game. They don't unlock anything. They unlock toys that you can use later. Sorry. Is that the swan? Nope, that is a Pegasus horse. Or a unicorn. What's that over there? So there's that balloon I was talking about before, which will unlock a toy for us. Come here. So I can't quite reach it. Let's figure out how to go over there. Alright, so we're on the right track. And it looks like we're about to uncover our first page to tell us a little bit more about the story of the place we are and what's happening here.
The king was young, arrogant, and amazingly talented. He was convinced no color existed that was good enough for his garden, so he left it white. While he pondered how to create some new colors, his kingdom began attracting settlers, and soon he found himself with bigger problems.
So as you progress throughout the story that Unfinished Swan tells, you'll uncover more of those pages. That'll tell you a little bit more about the world you're in, why it doesn't have any color, what the king was thinking, you know, stuff like that. So I'm just kind of throwing ink around to discover a little bit more about the area, where I can go, where I can't. And I actually found that when you throw too much ink down, it makes it a little difficult to tell where you're supposed to go, because then everything's just black. So you want to kind of use the splattered spots to tell you where to go. So let's go back to the top of the stairs and investigate over there. So it looks like I need to go up these stairs and just make my way across to the other side of these steps. Or I could just break through this wall. So that took me a little longer than I like, but you know, when you're in a world that is completely white, sometimes you just gotta explore. Until you figure out where your next spot is. Oh, there's the swan. Let's go get him. Whoops. So I want to go back up there. Now this is kind of a really tricky room because you have these sides that you can fall down. But it kind of just is the same room over and over again. So what we want to do is land here and then continue on. So the door is closed, and we are moving forward to the next story portion.
The king's new subjects were tired of white. They were tired of tripping, of banging their shins, of misplacing their homes. So they started painting everything, ruining the king's spotless design. In response, the king outlawed all non-magical brushes and pledged to spend the next month painting shadows for his kingdom.
So now we have some shadows to work with, so they can give us at least a bit of an indicator of where we're supposed to go. So now we don't need to throw ink all over the place. You still can if you want to, but you should have a pretty good idea of where you're going until you come to like a big white area like this, and then you need to kind of uncover a little bit more of the mystery. King didn't do a perfect job with the shadow painting. In this side room over here, you can see the king and his painting ability, and you can ruin it, and you can do some paintings of your own. He would not be happy about this. But up here, there is a balloon. Give me a balloon.
Whoa.
There we go. And there is yet another balloon. Anyway, I don't want to go through the whole game with you guys. I just kind of wanted to show you what Unfinished Swan is all about and how to kind of get through it. You know, you just kind of throw ink down, and you have a whole world to explore, as you can see. There's plenty of puzzles to be discovered in this game. And balloons. And there's a swan. Anyway, for more on the Finished Swan, be sure to keep it locked right here on IGN.